Morning, everybody. How are we doing? Found another bobble hat. Try and tell me this one doesn't match. How about that? Look, Sammy United People's TV. We're here on, I'm calling it Champions League D-Day. I don't really know how to describe it. Look, the Christmas tree's got actual genuine lights. Don't get Christmas lights with battery powers, kids. Battery powers? Battery powered. Get ones that plug into the mains. Looks significantly better. It's Bayern Munich tonight in the Champions League. I don't know what to expect. I know what I think is going to happen. Can it be another Champions League miracle? Yeah, we'll find out. But I'm going to run through all the team news ahead of the game. The comments from Eric Ten Hag, from Thomas Tuchel. Harry Kane's going to start. Bayern Munich are playing a strong team. I mean, who could possibly have seen that coming? We're going to run through my starting 11 and just, I want to know what you're thinking and feeling ahead of tonight, because it's going to be a nervous Old Trafford. But we'll speak about that a little bit later in the show, right? I'm going to see who's down here from the member gang first and foremost. Kieran, how you doing, buddy? Carl, James, Alan. We've got Saeed. We've got Madhouse. We've got Surin. We've got Mass Horn. Alex, DJ Dino, John, Jordan, Rogerio, and Natasha. Good morning to all of you. And Angela as well. Mum's name's Angela. Big up all Angelas. Let's look who's on Facebook. Mark Fossey, good morning to you. We've got Siraj. We've got Onyi. We've got Wayne Hogarth. How you doing, man? Shane and Jamie. How you all feeling ahead of tonight? Squeaky bum time all over the shop. And we've still got like 10 hours before kickoff. Jeez. One thing I want to say here quickly. I haven't really spoken about the raffle too much. This is the Christmas raffle here on United People's TV. There's only 6 days left. The reason I'm ending it on the 18th of December, it means it gives me the opportunity to get the PS5 sent out to the winner, hopefully in time for Christmas. So that's why we're ending it in 6 days' time. You can win a PS5 Digital Slim with EA FC 24 for £1. Somebody won what? The biggest ones we've done so far was a 700 quid towards a holiday. Somebody took his family to Disney, and we had somebody won a Bose soundbar and a 50-inch TV for £1. So you can do the same thing. Win a PS5 for £1 in time, ahead of Christmas. Come on. Oh, there's a flight. No one likes flies. But can we just start the show with some genuinely good news, right? It might be the only good news we get today, man. Fingers crossed it's not. But we have now got official confirmation with Company's House of the removal of Richard Arnold from Manchester United. What it says in the top right there, notice of ceasing to be a person with significant control. That there is good news. Now, we know full well that this was coming. Manchester United released a statement, an official statement, confirming Richard Arnold's departure that would be happening in December. And that's now happened. Richard Arnold no longer has anything to do with Manchester United. Now, that there, ladies and gents, that's step one. I mean, I don't know how many more steps we're going to have to go through, but that is a lot more. But that there is step one. And, yeah, I'm happy about it. I suppose I don't have to be optimistic about the INEOS takeover. I could if I wanted to, just look at it from a completely and utterly cynical perspective. I could call him another Glazer. I could say that there's going to be no real change. I could have that opinion, and maybe some of you too. But I have to. This is kind of what it is to be a football fan, man. You have to go into any situation with a bit of hope. Do I think United are going to get a result at Anfield this weekend? No, I don't. Do I hope that we do? Yeah, you're damn right. I'm not going up to Anfield just sitting there going, I can't wait to see us get pumped. I'm going up to Anfield going, what if? Hey, no. What if? And I think that's kind of what United was, kind of what we're all doing going into this game tonight against Bayern Munich. What if? And it is. it is definitely a what if, and it is definitely a small what if. But there is a chance. I see plenty down there saying when's the hat merch coming? That's quite a good idea, actually. I hadn't even thought of that. See how many hats I've been wearing this December. We should bring out a little one with a little UPTV badge. That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? But yeah, Richard Arnold is the first person who should be leaving, and Dave Brailsford is somebody who's going to be coming in. And I thought this part was interesting. This is from the Telegraph yesterday, saying this. As part of the deal, Sir Dave Brailsford, Director of Sport at INEOS, is expected to step down as team principal of the Grenadiers as he takes up a senior management position at Old Trafford. So that means that Dave Brailsford's no longer... So the Grenadiers was the old Team Sky. Obviously, that's the Team Sky that dominated. They won Tour de France. What's his face? Bradley Wiggins. Is it Chris Froome as well? I think it was Chris Froome. Is it Geraint Thomas? Oh, I might have remembered all three of them. Anyway, Dave Brailsford's not going to be involved with them anymore. It's not been ever since INEOS took over the Team Sky. The Grenadiers have never had the same sort of heights, and they had the whole scandal around the doctors and all that jazz too. But Brailsford's going to be stepping away from that and stepping closer to Manchester United. And now the curious thing for me, and I've spoken about this before, is I wonder what's going to be happening with Jean-Claude Blanc. So that's confirmation there from the Telegraph that Dave Brailsford is going to be stepping away from certain other responsibilities with INEOS to focus on Manchester United. These two here, these two men here are going to be the day-to-day runners, not runners, but they're going to be controlling the day-to-day at Manchester United. Jean-Claude Blanc, obviously, as a CEO, is going to overlook all of it, Chief Executive Officer. And Dave Brailsford's going to be the processes man. He's going to make sure that everybody's sort of in the right place at the right time. And he's going to oversee and make sure that operation is running slickly. Of course, we still need a sporting director that will come in too. And there's not really been much movement on that. But I wonder what's going to happen with Jean-Claude Blanc. Currently, he is the CEO of INEOS Sport, which means he not only overlooks the INEOS Grenadiers, of which Brailsford is currently the team principal, but he'll be leaving, but he overlooks the sailing team. He's involved in the Mercedes AMG partnership in F1 and Nice and Lausanne. So he's got his fingers in many, many a pie. But the fact that Brailsford's stepping away, maybe we'll see Jean-Claude Blanc stepping closer, just being, because I don't really know how. In fact, I don't think it's possible to be CEO of Manchester United whilst at the same time being CEO of INEOS Sport and overseeing like 5, 6, 7 different sporting investments at the same time as taking Manchester United back to the top. That doesn't make sense. So I'm going to be interested to see what's going on with that once we get more information. In terms of what that more information is, we're just sitting here starved and we're waiting. We've been told by The Athletic that it should be being officially confirmed before Christmas. We were told 3 weeks ago. Then we were told last week, and then we were told next week, and then we were told 2 weeks ago. And it's just like, I don't want to bring any sort of dates to you anymore, because we've all been, even those that we sort of trust have been burned in this situation. I've said this so many times, like, this is just a product of the Glazers doing this. People are going to be like, oh, journalists are so unreliable, this X, Y, Z. But all of these delays are because the Glazers just are so shit at making a decision. And they just lie and they just procrastinate. Anyway, it's just interesting. Oh, I thought it was interesting. You might not. I do. So I saw something in the comments. Somebody, I'm guessing it was just a troll on Twitter. I was saying he wants some good news this morning about Richard Arnold, and his response was, "Can he change the style of football?" And I imagine there are a fair amount of United fans that just don't care. That just don't care as much as I do about these sort of structural changes. But I have the awareness that our club is never going to win the Champions League or the Premier League ever again until these changes happen. And that there is official confirmation that Richard Arnold, goodbye. You are now dashed to the same garbage bin. Garbage bin? Am I American or something? Dashed in the trash. There you go. As Ed Woodward. Goodbye. Don't close the door on the way out. See ya. But let's go into the main talking point for today, and it is not Richard Arnold, right? Of course, it's this. I'm going to load a poll up, I think. Let's have a look. Let's get a poll going. Everyone loves a poll. One second there. Engage with your audience. Start a poll. Are United qualifying for the knockouts? Right? Simple poll. Yes or no? That's the question. I'll put that up there. Let me see what your responses will be. I know what the majority of people are saying. There's loads and loads of people who are talking about what's going on with Turkish teams. I think that's because, was it a manager of one Turkish team assaulted a ref? That was it. Let's have a look here. Well, I've no idea. I've absolutely no idea. But do you think United are going to qualify? Oh, man, the Champions League this year, man. Like, look, let's go back. I don't know why I'm going to do this. It's just gonna annoy me. Man United, that first game against Bayern Munich, we had the run of the game for the first 15 minutes or so. Then Onana made that inexplicable mistake. They went 2 up. Then, if I remember correctly, Højlund got one back just after half-time. And then they got a penalty for Eriksen handballing it from like 2 yards away. And it was just, it was frustrating. And there were individual mistakes. And you're like, how can you possibly score 3 away to Bayern Munich and not come away with a point? Fuming. Next game, at home against Galatasaray. Onana again. Some big old errors. Man United again. Just not well. We had a lead against Galatasaray at home. I think, what was it, 2-1? They had the equaliser, and then Onana gave away the penalty and Onana did the hospital pass to Casemiro, who then gave away the penalty. We went down to 10 men. Casemiro banned. They score 3-2. Lose our first 2 games. Next game. Just about squeeze it past Copenhagen. That was a game, I believe, where Onana saved the penalty in the 96th minute. 3 points though. We're off. We're off and started. All we got to do now is go to Copenhagen and see that game through. And then that one there is probably what would you say is the most frustrating game that there has been so far this group stage? Because I think for me, it's got to be that Copenhagen one. That right there still stands, I think, as the best 20 minutes of football that we've played this season. Pre-Rashford getting sent off. It felt like a little bit of United last season, where, especially the first goal, where we built we had a build-up out from the back, 15, 20 passes, really patient, really nice, gone through goal. Lovely. Second one, lovely. And then Rashford got the red card. And then Man United collapsed and conceded 2 before half-time. But even then, why am I reliving this? This is like some torture chamber. Then I think Bruno got the penalty. And then we go 3-2 up with 20 minutes to go. And then we collapsed again. And then, on top of man, the Champions League group stage, honestly, has been brutal this year. Really, really brutal. When you run through each one of those games, there is just some... Yeah, this is bad. Let me see what you're saying down here. Lyndon, you're saying all of them. Lots and lots of you kind of split between Copenhagen and Galatasaray. Oh, Vicky, nice to see you there. I haven't seen you in a while. Galatasaray, my God. going 2-0 up away. There were so many people crapping the pants about going away to Istanbul. And we go 2-0 up within 28 minutes? I think 25 minutes thereabouts. Garnacho stunner and Bruno 10 out of 10 stunner. And then it happened again. And the game got away from us. But no worries. We went 3-1 up in the second half. We restored that 2-goal lead. And then, oh my God, it happened again. Oh, Jesus. And all of that combined has left Manchester United needing a bit of a miracle, really, tonight. The good thing is that both Copenhagen and Galatasaray can go through. So it's not as if we're going to get one team just sitting back and one team chasing. It's going to be probably quite an open game. In an ideal situation, tonight, there's an early goal and Galatasaray go 1-0 up in like the 20th minute mark, right? That's an ideal situation for what goes on there. But let's just focus on what goes on at Old Trafford because we've got to face Bayern Munich. And could you imagine, right, if after everything that's happened this year in the Champions League, the Copenhagen go and draw against Galatasaray and we don't do the job tonight against Bayern Munich? It's not an easy game. It's the hardest game. Well, the hardest game is Bayern Munich away, but Bayern Munich are already through comfortably. Issue is they got pumped at the weekend, 5-1, I think it was, against Frankfurt. And that is not a club which will settle on a defeat. Like, there is no patience at Bayern Munich. Kind of the same thing as Real Madrid. But let me see what you're saying in the poll results quickly so far. We've had how many votes? We've had 300 votes and 69% of you, dinner for two, you're saying no. And I'll be honest, I'm in that gang. But let's find out. Fire in your questions and your sort of concerns ahead of tonight. I know what your concerns are, but any questions you might have that you'd like to talk about. And remember, by the way, we're going to have the arms open tonight. So the game kicks off at 8 p.m. So the arms will be open at 7:30 p.m. Joe will help me get the stage set up for everybody. Let me drop a link to the Discord there. Come and join in the pre-match chat, right? If you remember, big up to all the members. You can jump on the voice chat with me and have a conversation. If you're just a member of the Discord, you feel free to come in and listen. Let me see what you're saying in the comments. Ben saying, I don't think we deserve to go through. Just riding our luck in this competition. Man, Dad, I wouldn't say we're riding our luck, but dude, like, look at this. Dude, like, 3 goals, 5 goals, 6 goals, 9 goals, 12 goals. How on earth have we scored 12 goals and have 4 points? I believe, let me see if I can get actually the goal difference up. Because there's one stat which actually I think is probably the worst stat of all, right? And let me see if I can find it, because I think it's still right. Not that I'm bollocks, I am right. I think this has to be the worst stat, right? I'm laughing because otherwise I'll cry. Manchester United, right? We've scored more goals than Bayern Munich, and we have 9 less points than them. More goals than the team who are top of the group, and we have 9 less points than them. Wow. That there is an absolute horror stat. Man United's defence in European football, well, it's not exactly that much better in the Premier League, but we had those victories against, what was it? Burnley, Fulham, Luton. We have approached European football really with that gun-ho style. And we can't do that tonight. It's simply we cannot do that tonight. 14 goals conceded. Boy, oh boy. And this group of players, Erik ten Hag needs to make some tactical changes tonight. I don't think he needs to make huge, widespread, brand new formation. How the hell are you going to learn that in like 2 days? I think he can make some tweaks, which I think the players will be able to understand, which simplifies the football a bit, which should really help us. But as much as we talk about tactical structures and stuff like that, quality has to be better too. And that's why I want to pull up this video that Andy Mitten shared from training yesterday, which leaves a lot to be desired, really.
Right. 1, 2, 3. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. One for the Reds. 3, 4, 5.
I'm laughing a little bit. A lot of nervous laughter coming out of me this season, I'll tell you that. Now, that rondo was, what was and is the training exercise that United have been using since Ten Hag came in. Do you remember the first ones where it was the first training exercise I remember United players doing was one player was in the middle and there were two players on opposite sides. It was pass to the player in the middle, then the other one comes, then it crosses over, and then that player turns around, face the other direction, and same sort of thing. Getting used to sort of twisting, turning, and making quick passes with both feet. And then the rondo, of course, is there designed to make the players better with one-touch passing under pressure situations, and also to teach United how to use it and to create those pressure situations. But it's quality is definitely part of the problem right now. And this is what I keep saying to everybody. If you're angry at the players because they're not good enough, then you're right. You can be justified at. If you're angry with Erik ten Hag about some tactical problems I think he is causing, I think you'd be right to be angry about that. If you'd be angry about the ownership of Manchester United, then you'd be right to be angry about that. Everybody. Everything at this club can be better. And the players got to do that themselves, man. Even if Ten Hag sets up that team in the exact structure that I would love him to tonight, and the players don't have the quality, then it's not going to be there. And that's, for Erik ten Hag, that's always been an issue with this club. It is the technical qualities of a lot of the footballers that still exist inside this squad. Ajax, that was their natural ability, was how good they were technically with the ball at their feet. So his style worked perfectly. And Ajax were a team that dominated the ball so often in the Eredivisie that he could give up that much space and attacking because Ajax didn't really get that exposed on the counter. It's a little bit different at United. Now I'm going to run through some quotes that have been said ahead of the game. And this one from McTominay I thought was quite interesting. What did you make of Ten Hag's decision to sit next to McTominay? Well, to bring McTominay into his press conference yesterday. What do you think was the reason that Ten Hag did that? Because, well, he's not his captain. He's his top goal scorer this season, so maybe it's that. Højlund is his top Champions League goal scorer. But it was almost like a little bit of an act of defiance from, I don't know, it kind of felt a little bit like that. Not defiance, but a show of trust, a show of support. Not quite sure. I'll be interested to know your views on that. I'm going to quickly go down there. I think I missed some super chats. There's a couple of super chats there. Oh, and sent a super chat before you started. Hope your meeting goes well, buddy. Jordan, you're saying Turkey teams banned from football. Does that mean Champions League as well? We just had a little conversation about that, Jordan, and I think that's just an evolving situation that's happening right now. So nobody knows. Nobody knows that. And Mania. Oh, thank you very much, Mania. You gifted 5 memberships. That's 5 of you. Oh, and Pete as well. Jeez. That's 10 of you who've just been invited to join in tonight's UPTV Arms in Discord, and you can come on and have a chat with me. So that's 10 of you. Let's go for a big one. And a little one. That's 10 of you who've got the opportunity because of wonderful gifts from Pete and Mania. Thank you very much, both of you. Now, let me see what you're saying about why do you think Ten Hag has got McTominay next to him? Let me see what you're saying. A strong voice that backs Ten Hag, says Akil. Well, yeah, you can get that in reading that just right there. And I think that was a very interesting quote from McTominay. McTominay basically admitting, saying, yeah, under Mourinho and Solskjaer and Rangnick, yeah, it got toxic. Yeah, I think that was a fair way to describe it, but that's not how it is currently under Ten Hag. It could be lip service from McTominay. Right? I suppose if you want to take a cynical perspective, then you can't take anything that any player or any manager ever says as gospel. Yeah, I found it was interesting that he put McTominay there, which pretty much guarantees, by the way, that McTominay's starting tonight. And you know what I think about that overall, but I'm going to head to the tactics board in a little bit and say, and there is a way that I wouldn't say it works, but a way that I would like to see if McTominay is going to start, because he is one of the only players that Ten Hag can rely on from a goal scoring perspective right now. I don't know. But look, this is what Eric Ten Hag. You know what Ten Hag thinks about injuries, and truth be told, injuries have had a massive, massive impact on Manchester United this season. All right, in the same way that they're having a massive impact on Newcastle now, in the same way that they had a massive impact when Spurs lost 4, didn't win in 5. Can't really say it's an impact at Chelsea because they've got about 464,000 players. And we all know who the biggest player, well, quite the opposite actually, one of the smallest players, but one of the biggest misses has been Lisandro Martinez. You know what I really hope? And this is because I'm somebody who I do not think that sacking Ten Hag is the answer. I do genuinely think if Ten Hag has the longevity to stay at Manchester United until we've got a football structure which takes those responsibilities away from him and he can just focus on being a head coach, I think he can be the right person for Manchester United. I don't know whether he's going to survive until that point because it's still a while away. But Martin, and this is what I want to see, right? So Martinez training yesterday. He's doing individual training, all right? He's still a while away, but we're seeing reports that he might be fit in a couple of weeks' time. So maybe you might see Martinez for Nottingham Forest away. Okay? That's on the 30th of December. And that would be awesome. And this is why this week's so important for Eric. If Man United do what we can against Bayern Munich tonight and we get a win, and the results don't go our way, the result doesn't go away in the other game, then, well, you know why we've gone out the games previous. If United get a miracle, then it will be galvanizing because we do not even slightly deserve to come out of this Champions League group stage. And bear in mind, by the way, how many times in the last 9 seasons do you think Man United have been knocked out of the Champions League at the group stage? Pardon me. Answer on a postcard or in a comment. I don't know. Anyway, it's 4. Spoiler there. Man United's football heritage in the Champions League has been gash. Awful. Garbage. 4 times in the last 9 years we've been knocked out in the Champions League group stage. And we're staring at another one now. But I want to see Eric Ten Hag, right? And this is my personal opinion. I want to see him just navigate this week somehow, please. Navigate your way through to January. Navigate until the end of January, where we should have therefore got back a fully fit Lisandro Martinez. A Casemiro who, if you play Casemiro in a midfield 2 with a partner alongside him, I still think can be a very good midfielder for us. Just don't leave him on his own. Isolate as number 6. Give up on that, Eric. Right now, give up on that until you've got the perfect players for it, because it's not working right now. I don't know whether I can't say with confidence that I think Ten Hag's going to get there. As much as I disagree with sacking him, I know that football is a results-driven game. Although the circumstances of the takeover might mean that right now not even that matters. But that's why these 2 games are so important. I've said it so many times. It was Moyes and Mourinho and Solskjaer. It was their performances against our biggest rivals in big games and just a complete capitulation of it that made me turn. But it's good to see Martinez back in training. Oh, man. Everybody's favourite piece of food. I'm Potato. It's come in here and given 10 gifts to everyone. What is your favourite food? What's my favourite food? I used to have mashed potato all the time as a kid. Everyone has mash. We've already talked about our favourite potatoes on here before. We've had like a whole potato podcast. Legend, thank you very much. That's 20 of you who can come into Discord. Please make this Discord as great as it could be. But it needs your involvement. This is the weird thing. Like, I can keep telling you to go across the Discord and this and that. And the community we've got here is incredible. But I'm telling you, everyone come in Discord. Make the Discord as incredible as it could be. And it will be. We're going to be starting there very soon. Me and Joan working on this right now. We're going to be doing, don't know how long it will take to get ready, but we're going to be doing a weekly quiz. And there's going to be a winner from each weekly quiz who goes onto a leaderboard. And at the end of every month, I'm going to be doing a giveaway to whoever is the quiz master. We're going to be doing trivia. I'm going to be doing the Q&As in there. We're already doing the arms. Going to maybe do some videos that only go in there that live in the Discord only. In order for me to make that the best community home ever, I need you all to come there. All right? So please do. I don't want to feel like I'm begging, because it's something that's very good for you. Now, Old Trafford tonight has to be loud. I mean, I don't know whether you got the same impression as me, but I've not heard Old Trafford sort of that muted, as muted as I have for the Bournemouth game. And Old Trafford sort of emptied really badly after like the 75th, 80th minute. Paul KTF Daily saying stated late the info on Brailford is wrong. He has not been involved for some time. A new structure was announced last week by the cycling team. Okay, well, I'm just going according to what was written in the Telegraph on the 11th of December, yesterday. So if you want to have a go at somebody for late news, just go and have a go at Tom Carey from the Telegraph. I'm just reporting what is being reported, because I'm not keeping on top of what's going on in the world of cycling. Top Death Angel Sam, can you blame the fans with the way this team is playing? No, not really. But everyone can do what they want to do in a game, man. I know. I don't know, man. Tonight it's 2 players who look like they will not be involved is Rashford and Martial. Is that really going to hurt United right now? You know what I think about Martial. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, I'm done. I was fully done with Martial before the season ended last season. Fully done. I've had this conversation with you so many times, saying I'm not going to allow myself to get sucked back in by the Martial hype. And then I think, remember when he came on against Bayern Munich away, and I was like, actually looked quite sharp. Surprise. But nope. Nope. Don't want to see Martial feature. Well, I don't think he will feature anyway. Maybe he'll come off the bench. Maybe there's a situation where he could be a positive influence on the team. But no. Rashford, though, let's find out. He's just been so insignificant this season for Manchester United. And it's why our goals have dried up. because Rashford was our goal scorer last year, scoring 30. His goals have disappeared. Højlund's not scored in the Premier League yet. But even when Højlund scored, 5 in the Champions League, we're still bottom of the group. But both of them didn't train. So let's see who is fit to play. Now, in terms of who's fit to play for Bayern Munich, okay? Bayern Munich are going to come out fully gunning tonight. Guns akimbo. That's what they're doing tonight. Thomas Tuchel. Of course he's starting Harry Kane. It doesn't matter. It does not matter that Bayern Munich are top of the group. They're through. They're breezy. Bayern Munich's entire season, every season, is built around the Champions League. Is built around those what? So 6 games in the group stage. You got round of 16, quarters, semis. That's another 6. That's 12. So 13 games. Bayern Munich's whole season is based around 13 games. The Bundesliga just gets in the way of it. They win that so regularly. And there's no way that they're going to rest their players tonight, even if, right? Even if they're already through. So expect there to be, it's going to be an interesting one. Right. Let's have a look at what's going on here. There's been something's breaking news right now. But so before I quickly move on to speak about my tactics and my starting 11, all the conversations there, right? This has just come out in the last 30 seconds, I believe. Thank you for... Sometimes people in the chat and the comments, you know, when they tell you things are happening, they're actually doing it because they're part of the community and they want to have a conversation. Big up to you, Mazid, for sharing that. And then you get other people who are just trying to troll you. The internet. Unfortunately, the internet exposes you to all the people you'd normally be able to ignore. It is what it is. Anyway, Fabrizio Romano saying this about Donny van der Beek's future. Said, Frankfurt leading the race to sign him on loan. Talks are advancing. Girona also asked for him. Time for a decision soon because he's leaving. Everyone's going to be going on loan again, X, Y. It happens a lot in modern football because of, I don't know why specifically it happens, but it'll be on loan with an obligation to buy. It's just a way for clubs to divert having to spend. If you know what I mean, just pushing it. It's like spending on your credit card sort of thing without spending. Frankfurt, of course, the team who just put 5 past Bayern Munich at the weekend, and Girona currently top of La Liga. Fair play. Jake, Girona, a team top of the league, but he's not good enough at United. Yeah, Jake, he's not good enough at United. Let's not try and go for any sort of Donny van der Beek revisionism. I saw something the other day because people are missing Fred, and somebody was trying to get some revisionism over McFred and how it was a how it was a good double pivot, and it makes you just go, whoo. Some people just love to just spout nonsense for engagement, don't you? Which I suppose you can sum up about 30% of this channel. I'm joking. I try not to spout nonsense. But yeah, Donny van der Beek, he's one of many, many players who needs to leave this football club. And we're just going to have to go, well, that didn't work out, did it? That didn't work out. Donny van der Beek, I haven't got anything against that kid, that lad, that boy, that man. It's just a real shame for him it didn't work out. A real, real shame. Who was it that I think we were going to sell? But we didn't. And that's why I thought that Donny van der Beek was going to come in and replace in the team. Who was that? I think it was Paul Pogba. If I remember, I think I'm remembering correctly. Because it felt like Man United were going to be moving Paul Pogba wrong because it was like it just wasn't working out. And then Pogba ended up staying another season. And it was kind of naff and crap. And then because of that, Donny never really got a chance. And then by the time he got a chance, then the injuries kicked in. And then so he's had like a season. Yeah, that's what it was. You know, in the exact same way, I felt sorry for Kagawa when we signed Kagawa, because Kagawa was definitely brought in by Fergie to replace Rooney, who was leaving the club. And I think he would have been a very good Rooney. Well, maybe not a very good Rooney replacement, but he definitely would have been better than he showed in that first season. But then Rooney stayed. Kagawa never got a chance. Kagawa moved on. Lack of long-term vision and connected up thinking is leading to Manchester United signing players who ultimately won't be successful at the club. Repeat, 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 repeat. That's Manchester United's transfer policy over the last 10 years. But I hope that Donny goes and does well wherever he goes, but it shouldn't be United. Neither should Martial. Neither should Sancho. All three of those should absolutely be leaving the club in January. Martial leaving will not impact the quality of our team. Play McTominay as a backup striker to Højlund for the second half of the season. Play Joe Hugo in FA Cup games and stuff like that. Not Anthony Martial. Vamos. I'm done. Sancho. Neither of those two leaving affects the quality of our squad even. Same goes to Donny van de Beek. But look, let's move on to speak about back to tonight, because that sort of just came up here. But yeah, thank you very much, Mazid, for pointing that out. Now, this was, or is, my... I'll be honest, you know, sometimes I call it a predicted 11. I think this one's more of... It's kind of halfway between a predicted 11 and a preferred 11. Now, let me explain this team, okay? Scott McTominay was in the press conference. That means Scott McTominay is going to start tonight. I don't think I've ever seen a player sit alongside a United manager and then not be in the starting 11. So if McTominay is going to start this game, he simply cannot play in a midfield two. Saying that, you know, he did play there against Copenhagen, and that's the sort of build-up play that I've said has been probably the best that we've had this season. So maybe it does work. Maybe it does. But the reason I'm saying this, and the reason I'm going for Bruno holding it there and McTominay playing in that role there, is because I've got one eye on Liverpool. Bruno's suspended against Liverpool. I don't think that Erik ten Hag takes Bruno Fernandes out of this team. I think he'll want him in as his captain. Definitely he will play there. Now, a lot of you keep saying Kobbie Mainoo. A lot of people have been saying Kobbie Mainoo to start. I would much rather see Bruno Fernandes dropping deeper and trying to be that second midfield partner to Amrabat. That comes with all sorts of... That whole midfield, that is just... It's compromise everywhere. It really is. In an ideal situation, you play one of McTominay or Bruno. You don't play both. But Bruno is his captain and McTominay is his top goal scorer right now, and a player that he trusts, which is why Ten Hag is sort of sticking with it. What do you think is this? What do you think of this? Right? Okay, James, there's a different suggestion down there from James, which I don't think is actually outside the realms of possibility, and that's this. Right? Bruno out on that right-hand side, Anthony on the bench, Mainoo in midfield with Amrabat, and McTominay through the middle. I think that's a fair suggestion from James. What do you think about that down there in the comments? That, of course, gives us two defensively minded, defensively aware players, right? That's what Amrabat and Mainoo are. They both have the ability to bring the ball forward, Mainoo more so, but they are just defensively aware of the space behind them. Bruno Fernandes there, I don't really like. I'm just kind of seeing, how do you fit Bruno McTominay in the same team? That there is probably better. I'll be honest. It's probably better. James would be a better manager than me. For some reason, I didn't think about Bruno on the right-hand side. But you know what I think about Bruno on the right-hand side? It's equally as, don't know. I'll tell you what, though. Bruno whipping in early crosses for Højlund from that position could be a good one. Could be a good one. But I really do, because we've got Liverpool coming up and because Bruno's suspended, I really want to see McTominay play there. McTominay is not a number 10 in any way, shape, or form. So if McTominay does play there, it's going to end up being and should be kind of more like this. Kind of a bit like that, which means you're going to have to get Amrabat and Mainu moving higher up the pitch. So United, I mean, it's not going to happen because we're playing bloody Bayern Munich. We're surely going to play deep. And you can see, of course, that I've put Varane in here. Look, dude, wherever you're looking at this team, man, you're looking at compromising. You're looking at just compromising everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. If I don't do that and then I put Bruno back in this position here and I go, right, let's get Anthony on the right-hand side. And then we go, oh, that makes us a little bit stronger defensively. Oh, but then you've got Bruno back here in midfield. And then you go, right, okay, oh, that's a problem then. I'll tell you what, I've got a solution for that. Let me just move Bruno into this position. Then we go, that's Bruno's best position. But then we go here and we go, but then we've got McTominay. And he goes, oh, okay, right, well, never mind. Right, so we'll get McTominay out of there. And then we'll put McTominay on the bench, and then we'll get Mainu in. But then we'll go, well, how are you going to take McTominay out of there? He's our top goal scorer right now. Problems, compromise. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I'm frustrated. It's just, sod knows what our team's going to be tonight. I just know that Bruno's going to start. And I know that McTominay is going to start. Now, it may well just be that. Right? It may well just be that. McTominay starting alongside Amrabat in midfield. And Man United operating a similar sort of style to what we used away at Copenhagen. Or we just stick to what we've been doing right now, which isn't working, which will lead to chaos. And tonight's going to be an absolute clusterfuck. If we play with the same formation that we've used in the majority of these European games, Bayern Munich are going to slap us. And I want to see Varane coming in at right centre-back, with Shaw coming in to his natural left-back position, and Maguire moving across to left centre-back. That's something I really want to see. Really, really want to see. And if you go back to the game against Bournemouth, right? And we take a quick look at this, because this is really quite bad as well. You know how I said how sort of easy it must be to prepare to play Manchester United from a tactical perspective. Man United's reliance on going down the left out of defence, right? This is why we need a right-sided centre-back. This is why it will never work with Harry Maguire. That pass just doesn't exist. Didn't exist against Bournemouth in any way, shape, or form. Onana didn't even look for Maguire, whether or not he could find him. It was all to Luke Shaw. Everything. With Reguilon staying slightly further up. Very, very easy then for Bournemouth to just press that side of the pitch, knowing full well. And that's why the switch of play works so well. Whenever Amrabat actually finally did a nice switch of play, we found space, because they were just confidently moving the press over to that side of the pitch, because they knew we weren't ever spreading it this way. We need a right-sided centre-back. It's why Ten Hag wanted to sign one. It's why we still need to sign one. But yeah, I've got no idea. My prediction and my kind of semi-preferred 11-ish was that. Let's see what goes on. I'm going to go down here and see what your comments are saying. I think there's a couple of super chats. I don't want to miss them. What we're saying down here. Alex, you're saying, who comes in for Højlund when he's subbed? You probably... Honestly, I know there's going to be people that are saying I'm bloody mad for doing this. Have I got too many players on the pitch? No, there's one missing. And then we do that. And then you do that. Honestly, I genuinely would consider doing this. When Højlund goes off, I would push McTominay into a false 9 position and then put Bruno in as the number 10. And simply have Scott McTominay there being a person that will receive the ball and feed that into Garnacho, runs down there, Anthony runs down there, and then McTominay make those same sort of runs to the edge of the box. You might think I'm loopy for suggesting this. You're playing Football Manager with that tactic, says Ryan. Well, I'm not playing Martial. Sorry. I'm not playing Martial. Hey, look, so mate, I got no idea what to expect tonight. I know what I think is going to happen tonight, but I've got no chance. I've got no chance of predicting it. And honestly, I know the concept of it is bloody mad. Like, how are you playing McTominay up front against Bayern Munich? I'm like, what other bloody options we got? Martial, as you can see again from this. Look at Martial's average position in this game. Like, can you see there is no striker there? Look at it. Look at all this empty space. All that empty central space, because Martial is busy operating in the exact same position as Bruno Fernandes. He doesn't play as a centre forward because he's not a centre forward. Martial's best position was the left wing. That's where that was where Martial's best football came. Whenever he had the ball and you saw him squaring up to a defender, like kind of similar to Rashford, squaring up to a defender, running at a pace and just dinking past them. That's where Martial was wicked. Not being a centre forward. Wong saying, is that Martial's fault or the manager's fault? It's the manager saying to him, I need you to play as a centre forward. We need you in the centre forward positions. And he's not operating in that. And that's why I'm putting McTominay there, who currently is one of our best goal getters. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know what to. I know what to expect tonight, but I hope it doesn't happen. I'm gonna go down here. Look at that, man. This poll's mega engaged. Remember how there's only 118 of you that have liked the video right now, and there's over 1,000 of you watching. Can you just drop a like on the video? It takes like half a second. You need to can you build it into the same habits as I'm here every single day? If you can build it into your habits, just to drop a like on the video, it makes the world of difference to the whole community and what we've got here on United People's TV. It's just that people just get involved in the comments, I think, and kind of forget to do it. I understand that. What's your predictions for tonight then? Fire them in the comments. By the way, I'm not saying this is the starting 11 for anybody comes in randomly and sees this. This is what I think the starting 11 will be. Well, kind of what I prefer it to be. I don't really know. Janko, it actually takes 5 seconds because I need to put my cup down. Fair play then. Fair play. Right. Colette, you going for a 5-0 win. Mark, you're going for a cheeky 2-all. Is it cheeky, really? When United get knocked out? We'd call it cheeky. 4-3 or 3-4, says Samwise. 3-0 loss, says Top Dog. 3-0 to Bayern. 6-0 to Bayern. 4-1 Bayern. United beating Bayern 3-2. Probably lose 4-0. 2-0 United win. 17-12. We're playing rugby now from Marva Potato. 2-1 United, says Alex. 3-1 United, says John. What did I think that the most optimistic version of me was just hoping for a 2-1. Truth be told, nobody can say with any accuracy how this game is going to go tonight. But on the off chance that final game there ends as a draw between Copenhagen and Galatasaray, we have to win tonight. We have to be going into the last 15 minutes of this game with a 2-3 goal cushion. Or this Bayern Munich team are just they'll want to spoil the party. Hey, look, when we went and we beat PSG under Ole, that was a much bigger miracle than what will be required tonight. We had Pogba injured. We had, who else was injured there? Herrera? Was it Herrera? We had Fred and, who's it? someone else. I think Twanzebe started in defence. And we managed to turn a 3-1 deficit and won that game. That was a bigger miracle than what would be required tonight. But it will feel so good to sneak through. Because by the time the knockouts come, that's February. That's a long old time. And a 2 or 3 goal cushion Bayern just not turning up tonight. I'm just hopeful here. I know it's not going to happen, but I can just be hopeful. Yeah, I think, let's be honest, let's go down here and let's see. We've got 64% of you do not think we're going through. And I think 64% of you are correct. I'm with you as well. I don't think United are going to go through. But I'm sat here ready and hopeful that I'm going to be proven completely and utterly wrong. Because that would be a good way to go into the Liverpool game. And let's be honest, we need some sort of boosts. Boost, by the way, great chocolate bar. 10 out of 10 chocolate bar. Yeah, I kind of want a boost now. Can't have a boost. It's 11 o'clock on a Tuesday. Jeez. Ross saying, if we're winning 3-0 but in the other game and they're losing, we don't want Europa, so Onana can just let all the goals in. I honestly don't want Europa League. I really don't. I know there'll be people that say, it's a way into the Champions League. It's good. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. I don't want to go back to Thursday, Sunday. In the scale of this rebuild and the stage of this rebuild, let's be honest, having half a season where we've just got 1 game a week would be a very good position to be in. And I just don't want to do European football. Sorry, Europa League football again. Might be a little bit of a selfish point of view. And of course, they have good trips in Europa League, so that would be good. No lunchtime video today, says Alan. Probably not. I'll see if there's something that if I was to do a lunchtime video on the day of a match, what I always try to do is make sure that conversation is still relevant tomorrow. There's no point me doing a video and putting all the work in for something that's going to be old and not watchable by the time 8 o'clock comes around. So I'll have a quick look. Last minute or so of the show, fire in any questions you want to ask me, and I'll answer them. I'll quickly leave the link here again in the comments. There are 20. I'm Potato. Who are the two at the start? Damn it. Oh, I can figure out here actually. We've got Mania, you gifted 5, Pete, you gifted 5, and I'm Potato gifted 10 memberships. Big up to all of you. Steve, you left a little super chat down here. Let me read this one out. It's saying, do you remember when Champions League games at home was something to look forward to? Well, any United fan who was lucky enough, and I said this yesterday's stream, is I'm so lucky that I was a teenager when I was a teenager as a United fan. I really, really was. And I'll always remember that 2008, was it 2007? I think it was 2008. Scholes against Barcelona. And just those 2 legs where it was 0-0 away, 1-0 at Old Trafford. And it was such a collective team performance, and the explosion that came out after Scholes scored that. Damn. Kieran saying, did you ever reveal what you hid in your Adidas box in the old set? It's annoying me. I forgot to actually. So what it was, I got excited one year. It was me and a few of the lads I go games with, and we all bought Home Alone special edition Adidas trainers, and then never wore them. And then we were like, sometimes when you buy like short releases, you're like, yeah, it's all right, we'll be able to sell them for a profit. Nah, nobody wanted them, so it took me like years to sell them. Jeff saying, are you going to do a live at Anfield? I don't want to speak about Anfield yet. I'm not ready for it. Sod knows. That's the ultimate irony of, again, what I do here on United People's TV. I love being here. I love the community chats. I love with the match reactions that I do. But a core part of the success of the United People's TV is how quick, how quick you can get your match reactions out. because the comparison is right. If you were to watch Sky, if you were to watch, I don't know, Sky Sports or TNT Sports or whatever it's called now, and after the game finished, you had to wait 45 minutes to see the post-match reaction and analysis, a lot of you would just tune off and go somewhere else. You wouldn't listen to it. And that's why it's so critical to get the match reaction out so soon after. So when I go to Liverpool, I'm going to be locked in at Liverpool for probably at least 20 minutes, half an hour after the game. Then I've got to get back to the train. And then doing a match reaction on a train packed full of United fans is not a very nice environment to be speaking about a game. I don't know. I don't know where, if I'm going to be able to do it. I don't know where I'm going to be able to do it, but I'm going to try and do it. It might come later. But look, I'm hoping, right? I'm doing nothing but hoping for tonight. Let's see a performance at Old Trafford. Let's see what goes on in the other game, right? Please, please, United, pull a miracle out because we need some positive news around this club. I'm going to go grey. I'm really going to go grey in the space of like another year if United keep doing this. It's been 10 years. It's been 10 long years. Anyway, see you after the Bayern Munich game. We might go through. Fingers crossed.